What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to the new 5.0 flagship, the FENRIR robot that came into the game yesterday, and I can test it with you right here in fully maxed version with all boosters and everything. In this video, we're gonna check out the combat capabilities in Beacon Rush, the combat capabilities in Free For All, and a face-to-face brawl against an invader is also going to be part of this video. And what you see right here is only the intro, only showing you what this thing is absolutely capable of, okay? So all these points I just said are gonna follow in this video, guys. Let's have a look at this FENRIR monster that just entered the arena, right? And as usual, guys, if you like this kind of content and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then please do that now, and I'll promise I'll make up for it with awesome video content following up. Alright, so, did you see how many enemies it took to bring me down with this FENRIR? This is insane. So, as promised, let's go here into Free For All and show you the bare combat capabilities. And one thing you see immediately when this thing is running, you see it when it's walking, right? It feels like an incredibly, here, that was a lucky kill, by the way. It feels like an incredibly heavy robot. Do you know the feel when it steps? Like every step, it feels like you're making huge dents into the ground where you're stepping with this giant machine. I don't know what Pixonic has changed when it comes to the model physics, but this looks much more high quality. This looks like so much more, this looks not like the usual war robots did before. It looks much more detailed. Also the movement and visuals on the robot, okay? And that's really crazy here. The FENRIR, and that's something we should probably say, is, in my opinion, the flagship of these three new robots. We have the new robot Loki, the new robot Tyr, and the new robot FENRIR, the Ragnarok squad. That's what they're called, right? They all entered the game yesterday, and they will be made available in the next weeks in form of the event that is going on, right? And then, of course, you can get it in certain chests and whatnot. And yeah, so this thing here is, in my opinion, the strongest one of these three. The Tyr is a combat healer, if you will. On the move, you can heal, and you're also very powerful. But it doesn't quite have this kind of survivability that the FENRIR has, right? And that's what makes this thing here, in my opinion, the flagship, and that's what we're having a look at it here in this video at first. But of course, as you know, guys, on this channel, the next days, you're gonna get the Tyr robot, you're gonna get the Loki, the unlimited stealth tricky robot, where I already have some video footage recorded for you guys. It's all following real soon. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are ready for upcoming craziness on 5.0. So let me just explain the FENRIR robot a little bit for those of you who may have missed the test server when it was first introduced and tested by me and other YouTubers too. Basically, this is a real fortress. This right here is like a Falcon on steroids, pretty much, right? Because the Falcon is relatively mobile, relatively quick on its feet, and it has a huge resistance of 66%, okay? Now, while having this resistance, it has one heavy weapon. This robot right here, while having the resistance, has one heavy weapon and two medium weapons on top of that, okay? And then you have this ability to play with your additional Aegis shield. You see right now, I have an Aegis shield active. I'm blocking damage with the yellow Aegis shield. That's the other ability. You have two stances and modes. The first mode is the assault mode, where you have all your weapons activated and you have 66% damage resistance, same as the Falcon does. With the, I think it's 66%. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 66%, guys. While you are in assault mode, you have no Aegis shield active, and your robot walks very slow, like this here. This is the maximum walking speed, like 25 or, I don't know, 28 kph, extremely slow. But you don't need to be fast in this mode. It's when you get into position to fight, that's when you use this mode, okay? And then you have all your weapons available to you. And the most important thing, the high damage resistance against every type of damage, no matter what, okay? And pair this with the increased amount of health that the FENRIR has compared to the Falcon, for example. Look how much it took to kill this one robot, man. 14 kills. So compare this, or add this on top of the more health that you have on the FENRIR. Look, we have, with 2 max armor modules and 1 last stand, we have 315,000 health. And if I'm correct with a 66% damage resistance, that means it's like more than 900,000 already, the basic health of the robot. But the crazy thing is, that's not even all you've got at your disposal to be strong. What you have in addition to that is that Ansel shield, right? The Ansel, not Ansel, the Aegis shield comes up in the second mode, which is, I'm not sure, it's the mobility mode, I'm not sure how you call it. It's the mode that I activate now. The heavy weapon goes away, only the 2 medium weapons stay, and I'm much faster. Now I can run much faster towards the enemy and get myself in position. And in this mode, the Aegis shield is active. And you only regenerate the Aegis shield when you are in assault mode. Okay, so right now I'm in assault mode, and you see in the upper left corner I'm regenerating the Aegis shield. Now it's fully back. And now I want to run fast again, and I have the Aegis shield protecting me while I'm doing so. And the crazy thing is, I can play with these modes all the time, right? I can go back and forth on the modes. That means, in addition to these massive 900 whatever thousand HP effective hit points you have, the HP paired with your resistance, you have the constant ability to play around with an additional Aegis shield that will come and go, right? So this Aegis shield has around 70,000 or 75,000 maxed HP, and you're going to be able to activate and deactivate it very often and play around with it, right? Bring it into the game. When you know your heavy weapon is currently reloading anyways, you may as well just switch to your mobility mode, where the weapon will reload in the background, and you have an Ansel a shield protection with the Aegis shield for a few seconds, right? So let's jump into Beacon Rush. You're already seeing me brawl an invader to death, but that's not the brawl I meant. In a few minutes, we're gonna have a full brawl face-to-face with a full invader. The invader was not Mark 2 though, the invader was Mark 1 level 12, okay? So it could have been a little bit stronger, but other than that, the invader was really well maxed, or really well leveled, and yeah, we're gonna have a look at how this will look like. Here, I'm brawling against an invader and whatever, Inquisitor, and now we have 2 Falcons in front of us at the same time. And look how much they try to do their best. We even have a Taran Spectre with 4 Tarans in the back shooting me down, and they just can't get rid of me. There's just so much resistance and health on this thing, and you can constantly, like I said, now I'm switching to the mobility mode. I'm running faster, and I have I always want to say Ansel shield. I have the Aegis shield protecting me at the same time. And you see here, I'm using the shield always, right? When you see my gameplay here with this robot, you will find me using this shield all the time. So even when I'm in combat with somebody, I will go out of the assault mode simply to use the additional Aegis shield, right? So that, okay, I'm in battle, you know, let's drop the heavy weapon, activate the Aegis shield, absorb 80,000 damage, and then bring the assault mode back, right? Because the moment you trigger the ability to switch is the moment you already gain the resistance on the robot. So you can, and that's how you should play it, you can be playing back and forth with that built-in Ansel shield. 81,000 Ansel shield protection it gives you, or Aegis shield protection, whatever, in these, and that's the boosted shield, right? So it would be maybe 75,000 if you have no shield booster active, but I wanted to present you this robot in its absolutely maximum form, and that's what we are having right here. Of course, sometime soon in the 5.1 update, there's going to be additional ways to make things even stronger with these pilots that you can train and skill on your robots. Right now, this is as maxed as it gets with Mark II boosted and everything, right? And then, of course, also the damage modules installed. No, the health modules, right? That's maybe another point that I should probably mention is that this robot will play best with the armor modules. You don't want to run damage modules on this. You may want to have Last Stand, but even just Last Stand right now, I'm coming to the point where I say, hey, Last Stand is cool, but with this much damage resistance and the ability to heal it all back with the built-in, with the healing, active healing module. And by the way, this is the normal healing module I'm running. Soon there will be an advanced healing module restoring twice as much health. That will make Invader, Fenrir, and Falcon overpowered as heck, right? When they can just heal almost their entire robot back in one go with the advanced healing modules. That's gonna be crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not even it yet, right? Imagine you can heal up these 600,000 from these 900,000 HP in just one healing go. That's really, really crazy. And in this case, I'm saying right now, the Last Stand is not going to be as important as the armor module on the Fenrir. The Fenrir will definitely outperform with the armor module 3 times, then you probably get well over 1 million effective hit points with your resistance combined, and then the Aegis shield protection that you can bring 3 or 4 or 5 times during the battle. You may end up with like 1.5 million effective HP. And then the healing on top, getting you maybe to 3 or 4 million effective HP, who knows, with one robot, right? That's just brutal, dudes. And yeah, so I think this thing plays best with armor modules. Damage modules will of course also work because you have a lot of damage output, but overall I still think the armor modules will help you best because you will also gain more effective healing from having more health in general with the armor module, right? So, yeah, we're just half the video so far. I want to show you more Beacon Rush. And this is a crazy match. What I'm going to show you is insane. I'm jumping in with a Raven now, and I have the 20 seconds Battleborn, right? For 20 seconds, I'm gonna take, I don't know, half the damage, or some people say it's 33% damage resistance only on the Battleborn maximum level, but in the stats on the game, it says 50. It says a 50. It doesn't say resistance, but what else could the 50 stand for? And yeah, so I jumped in here, I took the beacon with my Battleborn, and then I turn around and I see this guy, like, what? Wait a minute, when did you capture my beacon? This guy must have been standing behind me the whole time, capturing my beacon back while I was fighting the Pursuer. And now he even has the audacity to explode right behind me. What the heck? Alright, I'm really lucky here with the lockdown on the Mercury. I'm destroying him super hard and reactivating his last stand already, then killing the Mender, and then finishing off the Mercury. And all that just done with this one Raven. Isn't that insane? That Raven is a beast, man. I love that Raven, dude. Especially with the Halo and Corona. At ultra short range, it becomes such a monster. But I'm not finished yet. I thought, hey, you want to have a long battle with a lot of fun, huh, Trident Fury? Sorry, buddy, I take you with me. Oh, and by the way, before I go, I also take that Pursuer! Snack! Yoink, mine. Oh, man, that's crazy. Alright, let's go in. Let's do the Fenrir. Alright, I'm just walking fast now, and I knew I have the battle won as soon as I saw Bekri here from the Turkish order, or I'm not sure how, something, I think it's Turkish clan. These guys are really powerful, and I noticed that I have them in my team when I spawned. I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna win this match now, because I'm playing this monstrosity right here, and I have decent, good teammates with me. What could possibly go wrong now, right? So, we already got 3 kills here. It's going like, it's like baking bread right here. It's boop, 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 one next, boom, next, boom, next. Jeez, 3 kills already, and here's a high-end or a high-level invader, or not that high level, but it's a decent invader having no chance. And and that's something you didn't see here. We were being attacked by this Mercury on the left corner of the screen. This Mercury jumped on us and gave it everything he's got with the Thunder, with the Avenger and the Gust. He gave it everything he's got. And we're still good after fighting him and the Invader at the same time. We're still good. We could just go on for another hour or so with as much HP. So let's go into fast mode, eliminate the rest out of that Mercury, and go on. And the real brawl with the showdown with the invader is still going to come up. By the way, I found that the strongest enemies are still the Ares. The Ares is still the biggest problem because it can just shield itself for so long, and then he deals so much damage with these built-in weapons. He's not going to kill you. He needs his ability to fire at you 3 times or so to kill you completely, 2 or 3 times. But he's faster than you too, so you can't catch him really, and that means he will have his ability back more than enough times, you know? So that's one of the problems that I noticed when fighting Ares with the Fenrir. Usually you beat him when you have a maxed Fenrir because you just have way too much effective HP and they can't get rid of that much HP, but if they have cover and they just can walk back into cover, regenerate the ability, come back out, shoot at you, go back in cover, regenerate the ability, and so on, then eventually they will kill you because you can hurt them while they're in their shield, but they can always hurt you a little. And so at some point you're gonna get killed, you know? You can't do this forever. And yeah, so that's one thing that I figured out. The Ares is still an incredibly strong opponent and the worst one, really. Also, Mercury still deal a lot of damage to you and invaders, but they can't keep up with this much tankiness and this much firepower on top, right? And that's what makes the Fenrir what it is really now. The fact that you have a tank. Here's the battle with the invader, by the way, and there's one more coming in a few minutes too. This is the first out of the 2 showdowns with an invader, and the next one is following afterwards. I'm using my Aegis shield here at first to block some damage for free with the Aegis shield and walk a little bit further away. Then I'm activating the physical shield, and you see here he's dealing a lot of damage to us, and that's because he is a really well-leveled invader. And now that my suppression wears off, I can destroy this guy really fast. We have heavy Calamity and 2 Scourges, all max level with damage booster active. That drills, and that at short range with the high multiplier on damage with Scourge and Calamity, that grills through an invader and Menders and Fenrirs or Falcons very quickly. Also bulwarks. And did I already show the situation where I battled against the Scourge Bulgazari and against the bulwark with Avengers, one after another, and I took them all down? I think we already had that situation a few minutes ago. So, there goes an Ares right here. See it? He's got last stand. And that means with his mobility, I won't be able to catch him before he gets in cover. So he's gonna have his ability one more time, no matter what I do, right? And that's crazy. Alright, let's go back in cover and regenerate. And one thing is important to mention though. Let's go back a few seconds here, 3 seconds. You do not automatically reload your heavy weapon when you put it away, okay? That's very important for you to know. The Falcon, when it uses its Fangs Out ability, it fires with all weapons, and even if the other weapons are not yet fully empty, Punishers, Avengers for example, they're only half empty now, he automatically puts the weapons away, and he will automatically start reloading the weapons. Even an Avenger that's only half reloaded. The Fenrir doesn't do this. You have to manually empty the weapon. That's what I'm doing right here. Calamity is now fired empty. Now it finally reloads, you know? And that's how this works. You do not have an automated reload trigger on your heavy weapon just because you put it away. So that's one little problem that you're gonna have to deal with. If you run Glory, that doesn't matter, because the Glory, for example, or Trident, or weapons like these, they reload on the go, so it doesn't matter. You just reload whenever you you don't fire. But these weapons like Avenger, Calamity, or Redeemers, or stuff like that, they will not constantly reload. You're gonna have to fire them empty before they reload, and this is something you're gonna have to make sure you do also on the Fenrir, okay? Guys, I'd like to hear guys and gals, because I know there's actually a 20% or 15% female viewership out there. Thank you, girls, for tuning in, by the way. What was I gonna say? Well, girls get me out of concept every time. I don't know, man. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so what I was gonna say is, tell me what you think about the FENRIR, please. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the FENRIR. I want to hear if you think this is a good robot, if it's an insane robot, it's the most overpowered thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Is it going to be outperforming Ares, and it's gonna be shifting or switching, changing things? Because one thing I can already tell you from playing the Loki, the Loki will really be a dangerous thing for Ares, because the Loki has incredible speed and stealth all the time, and you can just run into that Ares shield. Even if he doesn't have the shield active, you just go brawling mode, stop 1 meter in front of him, and then pull out your halos. Boom, boom, lockdown, and then kill the Ares very quickly, right? That's what you can do with the Loki. It's an incredibly strong machine, and you can even bait people to use Quantum Raider. You act like you're going to attack now, then you go back and cover, and you see, you have activated Quantum Raider. Ah, shit. Well, sucks to be you, sucker. And then a second later you come in, and he's got no Quantum Raider anymore, you know? And that's one way. However, and the Loki's gonna have a problem with invaders. The invader actually counters the Loki completely, because even in stealth, the invader is so flat on the ground that his shots will hit the Loki very well. So Loki gets to kill the invader. No, the invader gets to kill the Loki, but the Loki will get to kill the Ares. It's like stone, scissors, paper thing that goes on here everywhere. And by the way, this is a crazy battle. I had these guys, I think gods or so is their clan tag. I fought them once or twice on this day when I recorded the gameplay. Look at this gigantic explosion he's doing, jeez. These guys are insane. Like, they run a full meta hangar with only maxed all Mark 2 12 like a battle rag account, with all just Ares, invaders, and Ouchuns. Like, literally the highest metas you can run. But when they faced me, it was always difficult for them to beat, to not get their bots destroyed. However, I must admit they always won the matches, because these two guys, with their great team play they had, they influenced so much on the battlefield that I couldn't compete with, I could not control or counter this much influence, being just one player. But I was usually higher up in the damage statistics, and they had a hard time battling me when they met me, but I couldn't win. They are just too crazy, man. They got what it takes. So, yeah, FENRIR. Ladies and gents, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, as brutal as a man can hit, for more. Thanks for bearing with me. You guys are awesome as always. Manni-Gaming signing off. Bye-bye. And I'm looking for something right here. You may have seen me looking for it. This is the situation I wanted to see before. Here, let me speed this up for a little. I don't know how to speed up on this player. I'm brawling against an Avenger Bulwark. A Bulwark has an Aegis shield and the physical shield. It's like the worst thing you could ever fight with energy weapons. And although I feel like he forgets to disable his shield now so that he brings up his physical shield. What are you doing, buddy? You know what? Maybe this wasn't played very well. He should have really deactivated the shield, bring up the physical shield. Or maybe it's already gone. Now he's got the physical shield active. Checking. No, once again he forgets to deactivate it. But the next thing we're gonna brawl against is a is a Bulwark, a Bulgazari with 3 Scourges. That's one of these things that you just don't want to fight with energy weapons, right? But hey, with the FENRIR, you don't need to be afraid of this guy. Boom, there he goes. Alright, so have a good one, guys. See you in the next video. The next video will probably be, a live stream today. We're gonna live stream today. Get ready in 5, 6, 7 hours, I don't know. We're gonna start our live stream in War Robots, testing all 3 of these new robots as well, and including the new tier robot, the healing combat robot, if you will, right? And yeah, and the other videos with Lokis and different fittings and setups and weapon tests for the new weapons buffed and whatnot will be coming up. See you guys soon. Bye bye.